here in Columbia, South Carolina. I really appreciate that. How are we doing today? Yes, everyone say it. Yes! All right. Okay, so one thing I've learned in life is that high energy equals high income. Everyone say high energy equals high income. Okay, do you guys know what you just did? You did something called natural learning. I used to be a teacher. I taught 3rd grade for 6 years. Thank you to all the teachers and all of our heroes in the room, by the way. And I learned that with my master's degree in curriculum and instruction that people learn better through natural learning. Natural learning is when a speaker or a teacher or somebody is teaching and they ask a question, you respond back, right? You write things down. The more that you respond and you engage and interact, whether it's me or anybody else throughout the rest of the day, you will be more likely to implement and you will learn more quickly. And we're not here just to learn, right? We are here to implement, correct? Okay, so guess what I'm going to be talking about today? How to get buyers. Are you guys excited about that? Just kidding. We're not going to be talking about buyers right now because buyers suck right now. Okay, they're very hard. We know that. Everywhere you go, there's like 87 offers and it's almost impossible. So how many of you would like to have, if you'd like to get more sellers and you'd like to attract sellers without chasing and going crazy, stand up right now. Stand up, that's right. Woo! Okay, I still see people sitting down. They don't want sellers. What's up? Okay, this is a part of the natural learning. Good job, everyone. This is a part of the natural learning process. So I want to get you guys, moving and talking and shaking so that you can actually learn stuff. And just so you know right now, this is me talking slow, okay? It is me talking slow. So hopefully I'll get, just so keep your ears on, keep your ears on. This is like, I remember when I was teaching, the first, week or two of school, the kids were like, oh my God, this teacher's crazy. And then they realized, I kind of liked the crazy. So hopefully by the end of this, you guys will like it. All right, so let's rock and roll. I want to talk to you about how to attract and not chase any kind of business. Now, what I'm talking about today is sellers, but this is a strategy that you can utilize in any part of your business. So for example, if you did want buyers, you could use a strategy like this for buyers. If you're a lender and you're looking to find people that want to do refinance, this would work for you, all right? This will also work for you if you're going after sellers, and even a specific type of seller in a specific neighborhood. This will work for anything, all right? And the idea is that you produce content, and let's first kind of, step back just a bit. Most people are really terrified of doing video. Now, I realize some people, like the weird ones, are like, I love video. I'm like, you're the weird ones. Most people are afraid of video, right? It terrifies them. We're afraid if we're going to make a mistake. We're afraid if people are going to like us, if we're going to, not do something right, correct? We're afraid of what we look like sometimes, what we sound like. Maybe we have an accent. We're worried that we're too young or too old or we're too new. We have all these thoughts that come in our head. And unfortunately, those thoughts hold us back. And here's the thing, everybody. Whether you're on video or in person, that's what you look like. That's what you sound like, right? You can't, right? You can't go on a listing appointment with the bag over your head and be like, sir, I don't like my voice today, and so, I'm not going to be able to talk to you. That's what you look like, and that's what you sound like. And understand this, is I have 2 multi-million-dollar companies, and video is what got me there. But first, what I want to do is kind of step back a little bit, because I think that sometimes people make assumptions, right? They'll see people on stage, or they'll see other top producers, or people that are doing better than them, and they just assume that everything has always just been super easy. Things come easy to them. So I kind of want to give you a little bit of background, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I have a personal coach that's been mentoring me for 4 years, and quite frankly, I'm where I'm at because of his guidance, and he always tells me, Krista, ask who, not how, right? You can Google anything. Can't you Google anything? Right? It's not always correct, but you can Google anything. Then you got to try to piece it all together. So Russell Brunson, my mentor, says, Krista, always ask who, not how. So I was at a seminar called Funnel Hacking Live, and the whole 3 days was all about your story and how your story can impact people. And I have a personal manifesto, and I read it every single day, and a part of it has to do with all of you that's here. And it says that I am a leader. I will personally affect every life that I touch. I make a difference in the world. I uplift and I upbuild those around me. I help others achieve more in life and have more financial freedom and time. I am building community market leaders across the country who make an impact on their communities and who are go-givers. I love people. I'm one of those weird people that just loves people, okay? And teaching and helping people is just kind of my nature. But when I sat there and listened to that 3-day event, and the whole thing was about your story and how you can really help people, and I realized that I was telling one story, which was a true story about my divorce, and my husband left me and drained our bank accounts, and it was just craziness that happened. That was about 16 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. And I was telling people that, and that was the true story, but it wasn't the real story that I needed to tell. And so after the 3-day event, I went on the plane and I wrote a letter to my mom. Now, the reason why this was so difficult for me is because I haven't lived at home since I was 13 years old, and I didn't feel it was a story I should share without asking permission from my mother, who, by the way, I am very, very close to, very, very close to my dad. They're the most special people in my life, aside from, of course, my husband and my daughters and my bonus son. So I asked her, Mom, I want to tell my story. And so I sat on the plane, cried, and wrote this letter. It took me 2 weeks to give it to her. And finally, I gave it to her, and then she didn't respond for 2 weeks. So she called me after 2 weeks, and she said, Krista, let's go to lunch and talk about the letter. So we went to lunch. We never brought the letter up, but it made me realize I can talk about this. And so I've been sharing this story for about 1.5 years, and I've done it a couple times without crying, so today's going to be another one where I'm not going to cry. But basically, my mother was physically abusive to me as a young child. It was pretty bad. I remember one time I was in a bathtub, and she was holding me by my feet and pushing me up and down in the water, and my head was hitting the thing, and then she would always cry afterwards and tell me how sorry she was. And it was like I lived almost 2 lives growing up. I had this physical abuse happening that nobody knew about, and then I had this super happy family, the most loving dad you could ever imagine, and so it was hidden, right? So it was a secret that I kept for many, many years, and finally when I turned 13, I realized I just can't handle it anymore. So I started running away from home, and I found myself living in abandoned cars, and in RVs, and in my friends' closets at night where their parents were sleeping and they didn't know we were there. And this happened for about a year. We escaped some craziness. I think I always say that the universe, the God, whatever you believe in, he definitely had my back and my best friend's back because we were doing it together. And so finally one day after a year, we broke the law. So we ended up sneaking into our 8th grade classroom while the girls were at PE, and we stole all of their clothes and their lunch money. So imagine coming back in 8th grade and you have to wear your locker clothes for the rest of the day. I wasn't very popular. So that got us arrested. And then we got sent to juvenile hall. We definitely did not belong in juvenile hall, Chrissy and I. I was raised, very religious, and we just should not have been there. So I remember about the first weekend, we watched this girl. She was probably about 20 feet tall, I think. It seemed at the time. She took this other girl's head and she was bashing it into the porcelain toilet. Blood was everywhere, and I was like, we're going to die here for sure. So that girl got sent in isolation for a while, and guess what? If you're ever incarcerated, I'm gonna give you some really good advice, okay? If you're ever incarcerated, be friends with the biggest, baddest ass person there, and that's your friend. So that's what I did, and she protected me the rest of the time while I was in juvenile hall. So much so they made us roommates, right? So, but that's a really good strategy in case you ever go to jail. So then, from there we ended up, I ended up getting sent to a group home. The group home was called Hidden Hills Group Home for Girls. Now, when you get dropped off in high school in 9th grade in this big, huge green bus that is, you cannot miss it. It's bigger than a stage, which says Hidden Hills Group Home for Girls. Basically what you're telling the entire school is that you're a complete screw up, one of the weird people, so ignore you, chastise you, make fun of you, and just, that's who you are. So I spent a year dealing with that, and then I went back home and realized very quickly I couldn't handle being there, and I remember making the decision and calling my probation officer and saying, if I stay here, things are gonna get worse again. So he arranged to have me go to a foster home for the remaining time until I graduated from high school. And I remember sitting in the driveway, my dad begging me not to leave and crying and saying, we could work this out, Krista, we could work this out. He had no idea about what was happening. And I just said, Dad, I can't. And he was just streaming with tears. And I remember then taking the little silver Toyota pickup to Antioch, where I spent my high school years. And later to find out my dad was only cried 3 times. When I left home, when his mom died, and just recently when his dog, Mo, died. So if you can kind of get an idea of the relationship that we had. So I tell you this for a couple of reasons, because I think sometimes we see people that are doing well in life, and we just assume that they have had it easy. And I will tell you that when you have a physical abuse from a parent, there's nothing easy about that. You feel unwanted. It's like you're very insecure, massive anxiety. You always feel like you're going to be in trouble. So I've had to work very, very hard through counseling and reading books. And I'm like a super crazy research person. And I have been able to heal and grow. And I have the most amazing relationship with my mother now. In fact, when I got out of the foster home, when we turned 18, high school ended, our foster parents kicked us out because the money was gone. And so from there, I put myself through college and, incurred some debt, the best debt ever, because it helped me really become who I am. But I remember finally going through enough therapy that I got home and I asked my mom. I sat in the driveway for at least 3 hours before I could confront her. Finally, I got out and I said, Mom, I need you to help me heal with this, and I need you to tell the family what happened, because everyone just thinks I left because I wanted to party. So my mom told my dad, and she told my brothers, and it really transformed everything. So all of us that are sitting in this room right now, we have our story. Would you all say that? We have a story, right? Whether it's physical abuse or even sexual abuse. I know there's people in this room that have endured that. Maybe it's PTSD. Maybe it's a bad marriage. Maybe it's the fact that you've lost things before and you've failed and you're afraid to start something again. Maybe it's the financial aspect of what's happening right now in the world. My point to you is that we all have stuff, okay? We have stuff. And that top producer in your area that's beating you, they have stuff too. It just depends on how they go over it, under it, around it, through it, how they deal with it. I want you to know that no matter what you've gone through, that you have the ability to achieve anything that you want in life. Can everyone say yes? Yes. Say it like you mean it. Yes? Please, okay? So I tell you that because I want to connect with you emotionally, and I want you to realize that I'm just the girl that has not lived at home since she was 13 years old, who wet the bed until she was 10 because of the physical abuse and could not read until she was in 4th grade. That's who you're looking at right now, okay? That girl overcame crazy odds to be now a multimillionaire. I could do anything that I want in the world. I'm a philanthropist. I give money away and help people all the time. And that's why I love money, because it means that I can help more people and make more of an impact. And I want you to learn to have a good relationship with money too. That's why I'm wearing green right now, right? And to love it because it'll make you a better person because you can actually help more people. In fact, there's a study that shows that people who make more money are happier. And do you want to know why? Because they can give more away. They can do more, okay? So we're going to have a great relationship with money from now on, correct? Everyone say yes? Yes. We're going to know that we can do anything we put our minds to. Say yes? Yes. What? Yes. You got to say it like you mean it, right? First of all, a part of being successful is believing it, okay? You have to have a strong belief system. In fact, I love the book Think and Grow Rich. You're going to learn a little bit about it here. There are 16 success principles, and one of them is belief. And people in the world, so this book talked about how he went around and he interviewed all these successful people, and from all walks of life. Some were very, very wealthy. Some just did crazy, things with their bodies, as far as like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro with one arm. And he would interview these people, and they had 16 success principles. One of them was belief, okay? One of them was belief. And so you have to believe it. And I want you to act as if, starting right now. Now, the beginning part of my speeches is always motivational, and then I'm going to give you some amazing strategies I'm going to knock your socks off today that you can actually take home and implement and start using right away. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay. But I have to get you to before I do that, to kind of believe that, wow, she's just Krista. She can do what I can do. Okay? All right. So are you guys ready to find a way to... I love it. You guys are already saying yes. You're so good. So good. Are you guys ready to find a way to take your kids to college without worrying about it, to have more money in the bank so you can do anything that you want, to pay off your mortgage, and the best one yet, to go on vacation without having to sneak the drinks to the pool because you can afford a band? Sound good? Yes. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, I still sneak the drinks into the pool because I don't like spending $15 for a dang drink. So I'm that girl that's doing that. So if you ever see me, don't bust me out. All right, so there's a book called Sway, The Irrational Pull of Irrational Behavior by Uri and Ron Brofman. And this book has so many different, stories about things that happen before something that changes the outcome, okay? One of the stories talks about how there was an airplane pilot who was also the health and safety person for the entire airlines, how he actually, because of all these different instances that happened beforehand, that he actually took off in the plane with, I think there was 360 people in it, before getting clearance. Now, what happened was there was actually another plane that he didn't see, and he killed over 360 people because he did not get clearance. Now, this was a safety person that was a pilot. He trained on safety. But because of all these things that happened beforehand, it completely changed his outcome. Another story, and there was hundreds of them. I mean, it's like I love studying psychology and persuasion and sales and all these things. And your job, everyone, is to persuade people in an ethical manner to use you because you're the best person that they should be using. And the idea is to persuade them way before they ever actually need you. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. One more study that I love. There was an instructor that at MIT, and they said, your instructor is gone today. You're going to have a substitute teacher. So somebody got up before this teacher spoke, and they said, hey, you're going to have a substitute teacher today. And we care about what you think, so we're going to give you a survey afterwards. And beforehand, we're going to give you the biography of the instructor. Now, think about this. Right now, all of you are watching the exact same training, aren't you? Hopefully, right? Unless you're like zoning out. But you're watching the exact same training, okay? Now, before the training, we're going to cut the room in half. This half of the room gets one biography of me. That's the exact same biography. This half of the room gets the exact same biography, and they're both exactly the same with the exception of 2 words. One word says that the MIT instructor was rather warm. The other said that he was rather cold. Now, mind you, they got the other biography talked about all of his accolades, how great he was, the wonderful things he did. They were the same, except for rather cold and rather warm. And they saw the exact same presentation. However, afterwards, the ones that got the cold, said he was rather cold, when they gave their survey, they said he was self-centered, ruthless, irritable, and too formal. Now, the ones that said he was warm, they loved him. He was a good person. He was good-natured, considerate of others, very social, and a good teacher. People, what does that tell you? It tells you that the pre-frame, what people see or get prior to something else, absolutely changes their opinion. It'd be like Gary saying, Krista pretty much sucks, she's like a really horrible person and she's not the best teacher. When I got up here and taught, you'd be like, you're not going to listen, okay? But he told you a bunch of lies about me, and now you guys are like listening in. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, so I want you to think about your business and your life about the pre-frame. Your job is to move people up. From being a cold person to a warm person to a hot person. And when you think about the pre-frame, it's going to help you win before you arrive. Everybody say, win before you arrive. Win before you arrive. A little bit louder. Win before you arrive. Good. I'm trying to keep you guys awake and get you. Remember, high energy equals high income. So the more energetic you are, the more money that you will make. So when you win before you arrive, that means you're developing a relationship with somebody before you even get there. You are establishing trust. You're positioning yourself as the authority. You're actually developing what's called a parasocial relationship. A parasocial relationship is when you see somebody on the other side of a TV screen or a video or even me up here, you start to kind of develop a relationship with them. It's like when you watch your TV characters at school, right? How many of you have cried for them and you've laughed for them and you hate the bad guy or you cheer for the good guy, right? You think you know them, and when you see them at the store, you're like, oh my God, I love you, okay? And they're like, who the heck are you, weirdo? Do not stalk me. But you feel like you know them because you've been watching them for years and years, okay? That's a parasocial relationship. So I'm going to show you how to develop that parasocial relationship, how to do all of this right before you even get there, so when you have competition, you've already pretty much won, okay? But here's the deal. I'm going to show you how to take it one step further and make it impossible to beat you, okay? So we're going to show you how to attract business, have people raising their hand to ask you to help them list their home. And then once you get there, I'm going to show you what to do beforehand and after to knock it out of the park, okay? I have about a 99% success rate. I say 97, but it's really like 99.9. Like I rarely ever used to lose when I was selling. I remember one time I lost because the son is interviewing me for his mom, And he's like, Krista, my mom is like 90 something and you talk way too fast for her. Other than that, we loved you. So reasons like that I may have lost, but very, very rare. And it's because of winning before I arrive, positioning myself as the authority before I ever got there, developing that parasocial relationship, and then absolutely, once they raise their hand, what I do before and after. And that's what we're going to work on today, okay? Okay. Let me give you an example of the precursor. The precursor. Think about this. Remember, we want to make sure that we are speaking directly to people and that we're able to sway their decision based upon what we're saying and what our actions are prior to getting there. Make sense, everybody? So we have to be cautious of who we're talking to and where they are. Now, let's just say I'm dealing with an FHA buyer, okay? This FHA buyer is a cold lead. He doesn't know me. Obviously, this FHA buyer, imagine somebody who doesn't have any money in the bank, doesn't have the best credit score, but they are a veteran. And by the way, veterans and heroes, thank you so much for serving our country. I adore you. Absolutely, yes, give them a hand. Give them a hand. I can do a lot of things, but I couldn't do that. So, man, you guys are pretty awesome. And imagine that all of a sudden, but they have a job, right? And so if I say, it's a great time to buy a home, its interest rates are rising a little bit, so you gotta buy now. And you probably will be paying less money than you're paying in rent, and you almost will have a taxable write-off. You may have a taxable write-off. If I'm an FHA buyer, and I don't have any money in the bank, and I don't have the best credit, I'm not even thinking I have the ability to buy a home. So I am tuning you out. Make sense, everybody? So what if I say, are you a veteran, and you don't have a lot of money in the bank, and you don't have the best credit, but you actually have a job? All of a sudden he's like, yes, that's me. Well, do you know you have the ability to purchase a house? And in a lot of cases, you'll have a taxable write-off and probably be paying less money than you're paying in rent right now. Now all of a sudden that veteran's like, that's me. I'm a veteran, no money in the bank, not the best credit. I can actually buy a house. Now, because of the precursor, what I said before, now all of a sudden he's leaning in. Does that make sense? Okay. So the goal for you is to bring that FHA buyer from a cold lead who doesn't think he has the ability to purchase a house, he's oblivious to it, to a warm lead who understands, yes, I can buy. Now I've got to nurture that lead, give them more information. And by the way, everybody, a lead is a person. Okay, I always hear people say, this lead sucks, it's a horrible lead. It's a person, and all people are gonna buy one day, and all people are gonna refer one day, and probably sell. Probably, if they can never buy or sell, they're gonna refer, okay? So remember, and especially in real estate, things take time. So you wanna be able to develop and nurture that relationship from the first second that they see you. Everyone make sense? Yes, okay, good. Now, all of a sudden now they're aware they can buy. I want to make them now a hot buyer, somebody who knows that I'm the very best person to actually do the job, and they absolutely know who I am way before they're ready to take action. That's our responsibility. Now let's think about a seller market, okay? Think about a seller. First of all, everybody right now, everybody in the world knows it's a crazy market. They know that the bidding wars, multiple offers, low inventory, like if you're saying that, they're tuning you out too because everybody knows that. So if I say, it's a great time to sell your house, there's multiple offers and bidding wars, and I'm gonna get you $180,000 above asking. They're like, yeah, Krista, we know that. Okay, I'm a seller who wants to sell, but I'm afraid that if I sell, I'm going to be homeless and not be able to find a replacement property. So wouldn't this be a better precursor to get someone to listen and sway them into noticing me? Are you thinking about selling, but you're afraid that if you sell, you're gonna be homeless because there is no inventory and there's multiple offers and bidding wars, so you know it's a great time, but you don't wanna be homeless. Yep, that's me. Now all of a sudden, I've got your attention. Well, guess what? I totally understand how you feel. I actually just sold my house recently as well, and I was nervous too, but don't worry about it. Just last month alone, I helped 16 sellers sell their home, and I was able to find all of them replacement property. And I can actually help you too. And here's a few things that we did. We were able to procure a buyer that was able to give us a 60-day rent back, right? Now I'm gonna give my training tips, and then I'm going to give my call to action. So what I just did to you was show you the 5 steps on how to create a video content to get someone to actually watch. The first step is I'm hooking you. Say something that actually is going to hook the person that's in front of you. Now, you'll do the best job on this if you know exactly who you're going after, right? And you're able to speak directly to them. Research shows that the more likely your content, your copy, what you're saying speaks directly to somebody, the more likely they will convert. So that's a hook. Number one, you got to hook them into listening. Don't say, "Hi, I'm Krista with Homes by Krista and eXp Realty." You have 6 seconds to capture someone's attention, and you've already lost it if you start that way. You start with the hook. The second thing you're going to do is you are going to align with their feelings. Let them know you understand who they are. People don't care what you know until they care what you feel, that you get them, okay? So let them understand you know how they feel. The third thing you're going to do is position yourself as the authority. Why should they continue to listen? Now, here's what most people do. I'm the number one agent in the world, number one agent in this area, blah, blah, blah. It's like nobody cares, right? So I need to be able to give them a reason to want to keep listening. So for you, it'd be like, hey, I'm Krista. No. So my authority with you guys would be, I've sold 2,300 homes in the past 21 years and been in the top 1% nationwide, right? Or it would be, hey, just last year we helped 137 sellers, just like you, be able to find a replacement property. Now, I'm not saying, hey, I'm amazing. I'm saying we know how to help you. So now they're going to listen in. Then I'm going to give them my teaching points. And then lastly, the call to action. Now, the call to action is absolutely going to change depending on who you are going after. Now, this is the strategy behind what I'm going to be teaching you, okay? The best way for you to be able to have people raising their hand to want to work with you is to be able to speak directly to them, to nurture them and warm them up, add value to them, position yourself as the authority, and then go in to convert. Make sense, everybody, so far? I cannot believe how slow I'm talking. I'm so proud of myself right now. Like, usually I'm like, rah, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna write this. What we just talked about is the strategy behind how I was able to close. Now, we closed more homes than this, okay? We sold more homes in this 12-month period. This one strategy helped us close 48 closed seller transactions during a worldwide pandemic with limited inventory, just like all of you are going through, and be able to sell 48 homes with resulting in $743,580,000 in commission. Would that help you? Yes. And guess what? We only spent about $36,000 in Facebook ads to be able to procure that. That is insane ROAS, which is return on ad spend. Insane numbers, all right? In fact, what I'm going to be showing you right now, this whole strategy is what I spoke on the stage this summer at Funnel Hacking Live in front of 6,500 people that talked about how do you get people to convert so well before you bring them to your landing page or your funnel, all right? It's because of the pre-frame, what we do beforehand. Now, this works, okay? This is Tiffany. When Tiffany first learned about how to do this, she was working on a team in 2017, and she was making about $98,000 a year. She came to me and said, Krista, can you help me show what you're doing? And I said, sure, no problem. And this is where she's at now. Last year, she made over $1 million in gross commissions income. She's beating out the five teams in her office. She is a solo agent, a mom of 5, does not work weekends or nights because she has a competitive value add, a unique selling proposition, and she uses a strategy I'm going to show you right now. Can this be you? Everyone say yes? Everyone say, I'm next. I'm next. That's right. Anyone can do this. Now, if you're a lender, this will work too. When Tracy first came to me in 2018, she was selling 42 loans. I helped her that year get to that number. Then she went to 65, then 123. Then in 2021, she decided to actually work about 3 days a week, do a little bit less, and make more because homes obviously increased, and she learned how to attract a higher priced client. So this can absolutely work for you. So this is the formula for digital domination, how to attract, connect, and convert more buyers or sellers, or quite frankly, anybody that you want. So if you're looking you guys are single, this will work for that too, right? This will work for pretty much anything because it is what you do beforehand, okay? You're like, will it work for that? Oh my gosh. So this is what we call a funnel, all right? A funnel is, you're gonna be taking people from where they are, cold leads, turning them into warm leads, and hot leads. What's a lead, everybody? It's a person. Don't ever say bad leads, okay? So top of funnel is when you're going to attract people. This is a cold lead They don't know you, a cold person. Your job is to actually turn this cold person into somebody who actually knows you. Now, top of funnel, you're attracting everybody, right? You don't know who you're going after. Your goal is to figure out exactly who you're going after based upon the content you're putting out there, and then funnel them down. Top of funnel reaches everybody. Now, at the top of the funnel, I'm talking about one thing: selling with limited inventory and being able to find a replacement property. That's my top of funnel. People that watch that content, I'm going to funnel them down, and I'm going to retarget them. Retarget means if you watch the first video, I want you to watch the second video about the same thing the first video was about. Does that make sense, everybody? All right, so the reason that's important is because if I know that you were interested in the first thing, then I can make sure the next thing I'm going to show you is about the same thing and that you're interested in it, okay? Now, I'm going to do it again. You watch 2 videos on selling with limited inventory. Now I'm going to show you the third one. Now I know you've watched 3 videos on selling with limited inventory. You most likely want to sell. Everyone agree? Great. That's when the conversions are going to happen, okay? Here's an example. And I can't read that, but 7 must when selling your home with limited inventory. They watched that video. I'm going to bring them down. 3 things that's going to ensure that you're able to find a replacement property even with limited inventory. Then at the bottom, would you like a home evaluation? Okay? Now the reason this works so well is because I know these people are interested because they've watched several videos on it. And guess what, everyone? There's nothing that converts better than video. If I showed you the statistics on converting with video, it would blow your mind and all of you would start loving video. A landing page. What a landing page is when you take traffic or you take leads and you bring them directly to a funnel or a landing page. According to Orion 21, landing pages with video convert at 800% more than a landing page with just a picture. Everyone say 800% more conversions. 800% more conversions. Do you want to convert 800% more? Everyone say yes? Yes, okay. Then start using video. So here are the steps. First of all, everyone, unless you're solving a problem, you cannot be considered a solution. Oh, what did I just say? Yes, unless you're solving a problem, you cannot be considered a solution. Here's the deal. You need to know exactly who you're going after and what problems that they have. If I can speak directly to your problems, right, I'm more likely to convert. So I'll give you an example. I have extensions, okay? My hair is like hardly have any. So if I see something like Hair Club for Men, this guy over here is gonna be like, that's me, man, I want that. But I'm gonna be like swiping left because I'm looking for how to make your hair grow. So if I see how to make your hair grow or how to like not have night flashes or hot sweats, I'm like, yeah, that's me, sign me up, right? I want my content to speak directly to who I'm going after, so I have to know everything about who I'm going after. Who are they? Their age? What problems are they going through? What are their desires? What are their wants? What are their needs? How can I serve them? How can I help them move away from pain and towards pleasure? How can I help them absolutely aspire to have everything that they need? The only way I can do that is if I know exactly who I'm going after. If you were at my presentation yesterday, stand up. Stand up. Okay. Look around. Let me ask you a question. Was this helpful identifying who your client avatar is? Was that helpful? Yes, okay. Was it helpful? And good job for being there, by the way, yesterday. And thank you, Gary Pickren, for actually putting that on this. You are a rock star. Okay, so let me ask you one more thing. By identifying who your client avatar is and what problems they go after, is that going to help you be able to speak directly to them now? Is that going to help you be able to create more content for them? Is that going to help you convert? Yes. Louder. Yes. Okay, good job, guys and gals. Thank you. Woo! Okay, so the first thing is identify a problem that people are going to. The problem over the past 18 months that I have identified, every single month I have a strategy or a campaign that I produce for myself and all of my students, my clients, and I give them the exact Facebook strategy, all of the PDFs, all of the videos, the scripts, everything they need to be able to dominate their markets. For the past 18 to 24 months, everything has been around selling with limited inventory and speaking directly to sellers because we don't want buyers. I see all these people saying, how to get a home, give them all of your money, reduce your commission, take no commission, remove all your contingencies, give them a deposit. It's like, Why are you trying to do that? Most people can't do that. And even if they could, you're still going to be competing with 18,000 people. Let's go after the seller, right? Because that's who we want. Look for solutions for the seller. The second thing is going to be to create videos around the solution. Now, I know some of you are terrified about doing video. It's okay, you'll get better. I promise you, everything will get better, all right? It just takes practice. Practice, practice, practice. Remember the first time you tried to drive a car? That can kill somebody, right? And that can kill you. But you still learn, and you're still here, and you probably drove here, okay? Anything can be learned. Remember the first time that you actually met on a listing presentation? Weren't you crapping your pants? Absolutely, I was, okay? Talk about sweaty armpits. I was horrible and I sucked. But now I knock it out of the park. Anything can be learned, and video can be too. I don't care if you're a brand new agent, if you're middle of the road, or you're a top producer, in a brand new market or a brand new agent, it does not matter. Video will work for you. I actually have a client, her name is Sue LaFave. I actually was speaking about her on my podcast, and I was talking about how Sue LaFave won Bruford Realtor of the Year. Now, I know all of you, and people, those come up, you send all the little links to everyone, vote for me, right? We do, okay? She did not do that because she had never, ever sold a house before. She had never, ever worked with a buyer before, and because of perception being reality and people seeing her over and over again, talking about the market, giving market updates, talking about the community, she won Bruford Realtor of the Year without ever selling a house. Does that sound good? Yes. If she can do it, you can. She just sent me a message saying, Krista, thank you so much. I heard you talk about me on your podcast about how I won Bruford Realtor of the Year, and I just had my first six-figure quarter, right? Awesome. Okay, been in the business less than 2 years. If she can do it, you can do it too. Now, the third thing you're going to do is you're going to create a retargeting campaign around people who have watched, when you're beginning, who have watched 10% or more. Okay, when you first start, you want people to continue to see you. You're going to say, if they watch this 10% or more of this video, I'm going to show them another one. And then as you start getting better, you can increase that percentage. I choose 50% because I have a massive, large audience, and I don't need to go so low. But when you first start, go lower. Okay, so I'm going to then create campaigns around people who have watched 50% or more. You guys are going to start at 10. All right. And I'm going to use the reach objective, and this might seem a little bit to some of you like, this is a little hard, right? It's not hard, it's just different. Remember, 48 transactions, 12 months, $743,000. If that sounds good to you, listen up, tell yourself, I can do it, this is just, it's new, it's not hard, I'm next, okay? This is digital marketing. These strategies are what helped me generate $37 million in 4 years, online, in income coming in, just from this, in real estate and in coaching, okay? So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a special ad audience. Now this used to be called a lookalike audience, but because of HUD and RESPA, we have to now call it a special ad audience. And you're gonna say, okay, Facebook, I specialize in Facebook. 99% of the money that I've made is from Facebook, utilizing their platform to market on. And I'm gonna say, Facebook, find me more people like that. Find me more people that are like the ones that watched the first video. Do you know that it's been said that Facebook knows if a woman is pregnant before she knows that she's pregnant? It's true, based upon what she's searching for. They know if you know what sex you are, they know your age, they know if you want to sell, if you want to buy, based upon what you're looking for. They know if you're thinking about improving your credit. They know because they research thousands and thousands of data points, and they put you in these little groups, okay? So I'm utilizing Facebook as a marketing tool, and it kicks Zillow's butt over marketing. We don't give any money to Zillow. All of my marketing dollars goes to Facebook. And I say, Facebook, find me more people that are like the people that watched the first video. Are you guys all with me so far? Yes. Okay, everyone say yes? Okay, and guess what? If you're a little confused, that's okay, right? Get a little overwhelmed. I always say appreciate overwhelm because it means that you're growing. So I'm like, yes, I feel overwhelmed. I'm so excited. It means I'm growing. If I was up here talking about how to do how to do a massive open house, you probably would be like, I don't want to do that, right? You right now, everyone in this room, more than ever before, needs to learn how to market themselves online. I hear all the time people saying, man, I need to start marketing myself online. you need to start using video. I'm like, you needed to start doing that a long time ago. We need to learn how to attract business so we don't end up being like, Blockbuster who's gotten wiped out by Netflix. Remember the travel agent? You used to need a travel agent to go from New York City to LA. Now you can be on the toilet, like taking a dump, booking, a trip from California to London in your underwear. Hopefully I read it right on. But anyways, you guys get my point, right? So now what I'm going to do is, now that they've watched a video here, a video here, and a video here, 3 videos all about selling, then I'm going to bring them to my What's My Home Worth landing page, where I ask them if they'd like me to give them a home evaluation of their home, okay? And this is why we were able to do 48 transactions, is because people that are going to that landing page, I know that they're thinking about selling based upon what they did prior. Remember the pre-frame. What did they do prior? They were watching content about selling. So now they're much more likely. Then I'm going to once they've gone to the landing page, I'm going to show you this in pictures as well. I just want you to understand and see. I'm going to show you examples of all of it, so it's going to become much more clear. But I want to show you the steps beforehand. Then what we're going to do, now they've watched my videos, they've raised their hand, they've went to my landing page, they filled out the information, asking for if they'd like a market analysis of their home, and they said yes. Now, I want to make sure I continue to market to them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them a 17-minute marketing video that shows them what gives me the competitive edge and how I can help them and support them. Do you think that they watched that video? Everyone say absolutely yes. Someone's shaking her head saying no, and you have no idea. We track it. We track it. 17 minutes long. 17 minutes. Yep, absolutely. Remember, I'll give you an idea, everyone. Remember, ask who, not how. When somebody has sold 2,300 homes in any market, even in the top 1%, if they say something to you, and you should say, I'm going to listen, right? I'm going to listen to you because you have the experience and you've actually done it. So just a really, really quick advice to everyone in here. Instead of saying, no, that won't work, or I don't think so, I want you to say, yes, it will. How can I make it work for me? It's so easy for our brains to go, oh, that won't work for me because of this, or I can't do that because of this. I want you to say, how can I do this? How can this work for me, all right? That's the mentality we should have with every single thing we do in our life. Always think, yes, this is going to happen. I believe in it. Now, they're watching that 17-minute pre-listing marketing video, and then I'm going to say, now I want you to watch another video that's 4 minutes long that is going to actually show you how those marketing strategies makes a difference. Does it make a difference if I hire somebody who doesn't do marketing? Absolutely. I love when people say, you don't need to market right now in this market because right now everything's flying off the shelf. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I can absolutely respect how you might say that. But did you know that we sell our homes for 21% more, resulting in $166,000 more than our competitors because of our marketing? If you're not marketing, you are leaving money on the table. My fiduciary obligation is to actually get you the highest price and the best terms, and if you allow me to market your home to the masses, I will be able to do that. If somebody is saying right now that marketing is not important, it is because they do not have the experience or the know-how to actually do it correctly. That's why you'll be hiring me. Then I'm going to send them to my seller seminar, which is it's a landing page with 23 videos talking all about selling. And I'll show you that. Now that they've seen that, I want to make sure they understand that I'm also an amazing agent. My clients actually like me. Now I'm going to send them testimonials. Now here's the deal, everyone. Now I have their email and their phone number because they filled it out on my landing page. So also all of these things that I'm targeting them on Facebook, and I keep putting in front of them, I'm also putting it in front of their email. Okay, so they're getting me now in 2 places. All right, I keep hitting the wrong button, guys and gals. Sorry. So then I'm going to be sending them testimonial videos for my clients, and then I'm also going to be sending them marketing videos. I want them to see how I market my homes, and that I do things very different than everyone else. You guys all here with me so far? Okay, good, good, good. Some of you are like, this is foreign. Remember when you first got into real estate, it was foreign, right? It was foreign the first time you did an open house. It was the first time foreign the first time you went door knocking. That was sure scary. I almost got eaten by a dog several times, but I'm still here. The idea is that we have to evolve with what's happening, and right now, more than ever, in this market, you have to evolve. You have to innovate. You have to attract. because we have more competition than we've ever had in real estate, and as we know, inventory is low. This is how you attract sellers so that the market is in between your ears and does not make a difference. You have to just change and do things differently. All right, so now that I've done that, now I want to continue to nurture. I've got to continue to stay in front of them. So I'm going to continue to put more videos in front of them that's talking about market updates and selling tips and getting them to know me more. According to the National Association of Realtors, it takes buyers on average 3 to 6 months. They start researching 3 to 6 months before they're ready to make a decision. But guess what, everyone? I think that's even more, quite frankly. And sellers do the same. They don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and go, I want to sell a house. And your job as a marketer, remember, marketer first, top producer second. Okay, if you're a marketer, it's much easier to become a top producer. So your job as an agent or a lender is to show up before they are thinking about buying or selling. Everyone say, show up before. Show up before. Good. You want them to know who you are before. In my town, there is not one person that does not know me. I make it so it's impossible for me to be forgotten. If they think real estate or they think selling or community, they think Krista. Your job is to make them think about you way before they're ready to take action, so that when they are ready to take action, your name and your mind comes up, okay? And in your area, think about it. If you can't think of the top insurance agent or the top divorce attorney or the top chiropractor or the top, you name it, they're not marketing correctly. They're leaving money on the table. I was just actually went to my chiropractor, and the guy's like, Krista, I see you everywhere, and you're like the only agent I see. You're on my Instagram feed, you're on my Facebook feed. He's like, how do you do it? I'm like, I pay to get you to pay attention. I pay to play. I pay to show up in your news feed, okay? Right now what's happening, if you're not paying to get people to pay attention, you're not paying to play, what's happening is it's less than 0 to 2% of people are only seeing you. It's like this. If Facebook says, okay, Chrissy and Krista are actually talking to each other, I'm going to put their content in front of each other occasionally. Your job by doing this is you're saying, put me in front of my entire community over and over and over again. Make it so it is impossible for them to forget about me. Okay, make sense, everyone? This is how brand new agents start beating top producers, and I've seen it happen over and over and over again. So don't worry if you're new, you're fine. And don't worry if you're a top producer. I believe that a lot of top producers are just top producers by default. They've been ruling the neighborhood forever and ever and ever, right? But they're doing the same old thing. All we need is someone to come and do something like this, we'll just show you the whole steps in a minute, to be able to actually go out there and beat top producing agents who really have just been agents by default. Okay, you guys need to, want to stand up for a minute? You guys need a break, like this little energy? Let's stand up for 1 second, energy time. I can see some yawning. I'm like, how do you yawn? Like, let's do the hula, Everyone say, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Say, I got this, I got this, I got this. Let's rock it out. Just say, I have energy. Say, I have energy. Say, I have energy. Say, I got more energy. And I'm learning like crazy. And I appreciate overwhelm because it means that I am growing. Woo! Okay. Good job, good job, good job. All right. So now I'm going to send them things like best dog parks in town, best places to go, 5 tips when selling your home. I'm going to show them community videos where I actually interview local professionals and local restaurants. I'm going to just keep putting myself in front of them, all right? And then I'm going to repeat the steps above. Okay, so let's look at this. Also understand this, remember, because I have their name and email, they're also going to get my nurturing videos, my marketing update video, my community videos, testimonial videos, does this make a difference video. They're going to get that also in their inbox because I've automatically took their information and I imported it automatically into my CRM. They were then tagged a seller, right, with limited inventory, and now I have a whole process and workflow so I'm continually top of mind, okay? They're also going to get the same thing retargeted on Facebook. So I'm showing up in their inbox, I'm showing up on Facebook where they are. Your job as a marketer is to go where people are looking. Your job is to show up where they're looking. This is the saddest thing, but when you go out at night, what is everybody doing? The kids, the parents, what are they all doing? They're on their phones. They're on their phones, okay? Your job is to show up on their phone when they're looking. Your job is when they are, up at night at 2 in the morning and they're scrolling Facebook, your job is to show up there. That's your job. Ask yourself, am I showing up where they're looking? Or are they looking at Zillow or Redfin? If you're not showing up where they're looking, your job is to start. Everyone is saying, I'm going to start. Say it again, I'm going to start. Okay, great. All right, so here's examples. Take pictures of these. These are videos of me solving problems that I'm putting in front of them. I'm making sure that everybody in my community is seeing this video. Video converts considerably, like so crazy, so much more than just an image, okay? So I'm going to be putting video images up of them and getting them to click, and I'm making sure that my wording speaks directly to the problem that they are facing, okay? Second, okay, here's more. Then I'm going to be nurturing. Also, through a special ad audience, I'm saying, find me more people, put my information in front of them around the same topic originally I started with. Following me, everyone? Again, good. You're seeing pictures of what we talked about earlier. Okay, here's more nurturing videos about selling, all right? And just to let you guys know, what I do is I batch content. In fact, there's a YouTube video I just placed, and it showed how I was able to get 8 videos done in, I think it was 57 minutes, and I was able to do and actually record the YouTube video while I was recording the videos for my market updates. So I do batch recording, and what that means is I just have all my scripts ready, I have everything ready to go, and then I do 8 at a time, and I change my outfit every single time. So if you'll notice here, like my hair looks the same because it was the same day. I just changed my outfit. The reason I change my outfit is because if I don't change my outfit, people are gonna think, oh, that's the same thing, and they're not gonna watch it. So I want to change. Also, like I highly recommend trying to wear very bright colors if you can so that you pop. Your job is to hook people and get them to stop the scroll, okay? So make sure you're really wearing colors that pop. All right, then once they've seen these videos, now I'm bringing them to my What's My Home Worth ad. Now we test these, we change them, we tweak them all the time. If they start getting too stagnant, we change them as well. Here's more examples. Now look at this, guys. This reached 3,400 people and 428 clicked on it. Those are amazing odds. You know why? Because of the pre-frame, what I did beforehand, okay? Here's more again. 6,500 people, 294 clicks. All right, so here's an example of What's My Home Worth. Here's where they're going. They're going to this landing page. Okay, here's where they're going. They're going here, and I'm saying, hey, you've landed on this page because you're wanting an analysis of your home. Just go ahead and fill the information out below, and I'll get that right to you, okay? Then when they do that, what happens is they go here, they give me their information, right? When they give me their information, then what I do is they go here, and now I say, hey, how many bedrooms do you have? Are you thinking of selling in the next 3-6 months? Are you just looking for information? How many upgrades do you have? When they give me this information, this is called a step 2. They're giving me more information, so I know these people are probably way more interested because they're filling out more stuff. The reason they're filling it out, everybody, is because I didn't just put this in front of them and say, hey, would you like an analysis? I warmed them up. I've gotten them to know me, to like me, to trust me. I've added value. I've positioned myself as the authority and the expert. I've developed a parasocial relationship. That's why they're saying yes right here, okay? Most of you are like, trying to hop in the sack before you've ever dated, okay? Like, you gotta date them first. Hop in the sack sounds great, but, it doesn't happen very often. If it does, you better be careful, right? So we want to start with think about it. When you meet somebody, you're single. Remember when you were single, or maybe some of you are, and you see that hot person, you're like, you don't just go up and be like, let's screw. No, what you do is you go, hey, you start stalking them on Facebook, then you ask for their phone number, then you ask for their email, then you go to lunch, then you hold hands, then you kiss, then you get engaged, then you get married, and then you hop in the sack. Most marketers are hopping in the sack before they've ever dated. Okay? This is why the conversions are so high. Now, that video, just so you know, hold on one second. That video that you saw back there, what it says is, hey, I'd like to give you a much more detailed, accurate information on the value of your home. And because I don't know if you've got a view or what upgrades you have, I can't do that. But if you fill the information out below, I'll be able to give you a much more accurate, detailed analysis. Okay? So they say yes. And look what happens. Oh, just had, 4 CMA requests. I have so many CMA requests that I'm almost overwhelmed. Would you like to be overwhelmed with sellers asking you for a market analysis? What? Are you guys dead right now? Yes, you would. I want to be overwhelmed with people asking me for analysis, okay? Absolutely you do. All right. So then, This is an example, and I know I have this embedded in the video. This is an example of a video that is 17 minutes long. This same video I send to them before a listing presentation. So before a listing presentation, I'll show you exactly what I do. They get this video, and I'll tell you, we track if they watch it. If you're thinking about selling, people are like obsessed with real estate. It's their most largest financial investment. They absolutely want to get the most amount of money, and they want to be educated as much as possible. They are watching this video. This video talks about what makes me different, how open houses don't work, how broker's tour doesn't work, how most people are marketing in the wrong way on social media, and the effects and the impact it has when you actually market correctly. I'm positioning myself as different from my competitors, and I'm not talking about traditional old school techniques. In fact, in a very professional, loving way, I'm contradicting them and telling them why they do not work. Just this video alone, it converts like insanely, okay? All right. And then once they watch that, I say, hey, all this cool stuff I showed you, let me show you how it makes a difference on your pocketbook. Let me show you why this specialized knowledge, this expertise that I have in digital marketing and social media, how it impacts you. It's not about me, it's about you, right? Okay, so this is Betsy. You see all those CMAs she's dropping off? Okay, Betsy went from 22 homes to 68 homes. She had a 309% increase. GCI went from 127 to 410. This stuff works. Okay, this stuff works. That's being overwhelmed with the CMA request and going, thank you, hallelujah, okay? Okay, here's an example of the seller seminar funnel. Remember I talked to you, I target them to the seller seminar funnel? This is an example of the seller seminar funnel and what they're seeing. Do you see all these different videos that are there? Right? Like, I can't read them right now, but there are videos like timing, negotiations, does your home pass the Zillow, pass the nose test? Is Zillow accurate? Here's more, right? What to disclose, receiving offers. What I'm doing right now, everyone, every single step that I've showed you, I am winning before I arrive, okay? I'm ensuring that I get that listing based upon what I did beforehand. Here's more, okay? We also use this as a pre-funnel. We also market this funnel as also more ways to get them to raise their hand and request a market analysis. When a seller calls me and says, thinking about selling, I send them this, okay? As well as the listing. They also get automatically the 17-minute marketing video. Okay, here's an example of the testimonial video, right? Again, in their inbox and on Facebook that they're seeing. Here's an example of marketing. We show all the homes that we listed recently, and we show a video of how we market our homes. Again, now I've got to continue to nurture. We got to nurture. Just because they ask for a market analysis and seeing the videos does not mean they're ready to roll. I got to stay top of mind. I got to continue positioning myself as the authority. Got to continue to do that. Okay. Again, more market updates for real estate experts doing local community videos. Again, now this is me showing you the video with the strategies. I would take, if you're interested in this, this is what you will want to take some pictures of because it's showing you the step along with the actual strategy with it, with the video, okay? Again, here's examples of the objective that we use on Facebook with the picture of the video and the strategy behind it, okay? Again, there's the marketing video, there's the what does it make a difference video, and then I'm going to continue nurturing them and showing that I'm the authority, I'm the expert in real estate. Now, this is where the magic happens. So far, what just happened was pretty magical because when somebody raises their hand and says, will you work with me and I continue to nurture them, that's awesome. But now, I'm going to show you what I do once they request a market analysis. So I drop it off in this book right here, in this box, to their home. It has a QR code here that brings them directly to a seller seminar, the seller seminar funnel, okay? Also what I do is I drop off. Now, if you look at inside this box right here, it says, this is what they see, okay? And just the first page right here, it shows, it's like marketing, disclosures, negotiations, preparing your home, timing, pricing, and showing. Let me show you what the little bullet points are for marketing. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to get them to think about things that if they're interviewing other agents, no other agents spoke about. So it says Facebook ads, retargeting campaigns, digital repurposing, digital marketing, traditional marketing, design consultation, pick your neighbor, virtual open house, video, 360 tour, direct mail, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn ads, market web exposure, signage, website, print. Now there's, 7 or so bullet points that are just like that are getting, I'm talking about things that most likely nobody else is talking about. And if they are, I can show them how they're doing it incorrectly. I also drop off a book. Now this is not a cheesy book that was written by a ghostwriter. This is a book that was written from myself with my 21 years experience and a New York Times best-selling editor. This book is, again, written in a way to position me as different than my competitors and to show my unique selling proposition. We talk about digital marketing, video, social media, negotiations, all the things that in a lot of instances most agents are not showing or talking about, and the importance of it and how it impacts the value of their home that they're going to get. Now remember we talked about the pre-frame. The more my content speaks directly to someone, the more likely it'll convert. One of my farms is Deer Ridge and Shadow Lakes. What to expect when selling your Deer Ridge or Shadow Lakes home. Okay? I live in East County. In case they aren't in Deer Ridge and Shadow Lakes, what to expect when selling your East County home. And then I have one that's blank that just says what to expect when selling your home. It's called The Savvy Seller. What to expect when selling your East County home, how to get the highest price and the best terms for the sale of your home. I want the cover to speak directly to someone so they can go, she wrote the book on how to sell a house in Deer Ridge and Shadow Lakes? Yes, I did. And if I'm going up against a competitor, one of the things I tell my sellers, make sure you ask them if they're an author. Do you know less than like 0.01% of agents are authors? And make sure you actually read the book. Please be careful. Do not put your name on one of those books that are just written to, that's saying everything else. You want to have a book that's very, very, gives a lot of knowledge and positions you as different. Okay? Also, these also get emailed as well. I'm also delivering my marketing plan. This marketing plan has, I can tell you what the table of contents is to help you about. It's introduction, credentials, meet the team, quote from the team, getting your home prepped and ready to hit the market, client care and communication, high quality marketing materials, tapping into the power of social media and the internet, engaging the real estate community, know the key steps to selling your home, traditional marketing on steroids, behind the scenes, our core values, strategy for pricing and selling, client testimonials, and more about us. Now this I had this designed by a company that just absolutely it was built and designed to convert, okay? Again, now everything that I'm talking about in my marketing videos, I'm using this and I'm putting it in words, and it's showing how different I am than my competitors. Also, this is an example of oops, sorry everybody, I'll get that. This is an example of the CMA. When they request a CMA from the strategy I just showed you, I deliver this. If I'm going on a listing appointment, I do not deliver this. I do this with them in person. But I do everything else prior to a listing appointment. When somebody requests a CMA, everything I'm showing you I do, including drop this off, before a listing appointment, everything I'm showing you that I do before a listing appointment, but I do not send this, okay? This I want to go on a listing appointment with them in person. They're also seeing, here's an example of our core values. You can see it in here. Whoa. I knew this was going to be a little fun, okay? Here's an example of our core values that we have right here. Here I have on my credentials. On this side, here is our slogan. When you do what you love, people love what you do, okay? And again, that's us. QR code. Make sense, everybody? All right. Now, I'm also, because I do believe in farming, if farming is done correctly, and if you have a digital component attached to it, they're also going to get this in there because I want them to understand they've seen me in their mailbox, they've seen signs, and now they're also seeing me on their doorstep, okay? And this right here says us versus them. We show difference of 95,000. So this right here, this digital marketing specialist, they're getting this in there as well. So this right here helps me. This helps me win before I arrive. This right here helps me win before I arrive. This right here helps me win before I arrive. You guys get the point, okay? Making sense? Yes. Okay, everyone say yes. You're like, oh my gosh, no one's ever talked about this crazy stuff before. We can show you what else is in there. I'll make this look nice and pretty here. Okay, Now understand, remember, before I even got there, I had already won before I arrived. Some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, he does all of those things. Yes, that's why we did 1.5,660,000 last year, okay? Yes, I do all these things. I don't mind spending $20 to make a commission of, $17,500. You're a marketer, you own a business, you've got to invest, okay? And also, I want to position myself as different. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, Krista, no one has ever done what you just did. You did all of those things before I even listed your house, and here's how I go about getting my 5-star review from the second I meet them. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if I'm willing to do all of this before I even meet with you, just imagine what it's going to be like to actually work with me. I'll be getting a 5-star review from you when it's done. My goal is to give you the best possible service and the best expertise ever. I'm starting to get my review from the second I meet them, okay? All right, step 3. Now, so I drop that off. I go knock on the door. Don't run away, okay? You want them to answer the door, and you want to talk with them. Don't let technology and this kind of thing take the place of you. Knock on the door. If they do not answer, that's okay. If you have their phone number, do a quick video on your phone. All you need is a phone, and just say, hey, Bob, it's Krista. You requested a market analysis. I went ahead and put a package on your door. Be sure to grab that. Oh, and by the way, check your inbox because I did a video for you doing a quick home evaluation on that as well. I will show you that as well, okay? So now they are, the video's in their inbox. Now they're getting a video of me on Zoom. Everyone knows how to use Zoom, right? Yes, can you record Zoom and record the CMA and go over it and develop a relationship? Yes, do you think anyone else is doing that? Heck no. No one else is doing that, okay? So now I'm giving them information, I'm providing value, I'm positioning myself as the authority, I'm showing how different I am. I'm doing all of that right now as well, okay? Then I'm, again, sending the listing presentation marketing video automated. They're getting that in their inbox because they requested a market analysis. They're also getting the digital copy of the marketing plan, a digital copy of the seller guide, a digital copy. They get a digital copy of my book, and they get a digital copy of the seller's guide. Okay, so here's an example. Here's an example of drop off the CMA, knock on the door, do the video. Okay? Here's the thing. If I cannot get, and you want to watch all of those videos, if I cannot get those videos to download, what I will do is I will make sure I give Gary a QR code, and I'll get you guys all the videos. You want to watch them. It shows you exactly how to do it, okay? Okay, great. You really want to watch the CMA review, and I'll show you like Josh's first one, which this one was not the best, and how he is now. But the thing is, he started, right? He started, and he was consistent, and now he like rocks it out of the park. Again, now this is just showing you in the steps, right? Drop out the marketing plan, the book, the seller's guide, pre-listing presentation video, marketing plan, savvy seller, seller guide, you're seeing it all. Everything was the same I just showed you, just don't drop off the CMA or review the CMA because you're actually gonna do that in person. But make sure that you also, before a listing appointment, send a card if you have time, do a call to remind them about the appointment the day before and the day of, personally if you can, or have an assistant do it, as well as send them an automatic text message reminder, okay? Every single time you make a touch, you're just showing that you are the authority. Here's some more box examples you can see. These are from my students, okay? Oh, take that QR code, do that right now. That's gonna show you the seller, the seller seminar, okay? So hopefully that'll work for you all. Yes, scan me. Do that one too. That's awesome. That's Josh reviewing it. I was showing the video, Josh. Okay, ooh, there's it. Scan that. That's a 3-minute listing presentation. My team did good. That's gonna show you the marketing. Now, when you watch that marketing video, here's what I want you to do, everyone. Can you still listen and take pictures? Yeah. When you're watching that marketing video, I want you to think, oh my gosh, what is the seller thinking when I'm sending them this? What are they thinking when I'm showing them how I can get 500, 600 hours of watch time on their home? What are they thinking when I show them I can get 175,000 people to see the eyes on their home? And do you know, according to the National Association of Realtors, 67% of buyers will walk through a home that they see online. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, wouldn't it be nice to have your home be like these 15 others I just sold, where I was able to get 400, 500, 700 hours of watch time and hundreds of thousands of views? Can you see how that will positively affect the outcome of your home? And oh, by the way, look here, Zillow got 1,400 clicks and I got 175,000. Do you think they asked me when you watch that marketing video, you're going to be like, commission does not come up. They don't ask me for commission to reduce my commission. They're like, Krista, we loved your stuff. We just want to show you the house. We're hiring you. Okay? All right. So how many of you right now feel a little bit like overwhelmed? And I just need 10 more minutes, Gary. A little bit, right? Did you feel overwhelmed the first time you wrote a contract and it took you like 7 hours? Right? You were like, what the heck? Why did I even right? Because you're like, the test never taught me any of this stuff. I mean, the test was like all these crazy things that don't matter. It was hard. Right now, everyone, you do not have a choice. There's no choice. So I'm going to show you how to do it now. Now, everyone say right now, do it now. It's my turn. Do it now? It's my turn. Okay, good. So this right here, William Clement Stone, from 1912, he was the co-author with Napoleon Hill who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Now, W. Clement Stone, he was a billionaire back in the 1950s. Now think about that. Think about being a billionaire in the 1950s. And he accredits his success and his wealth to 3 words, and they are, do it now, do it now, do it now. In fact, he lived in a high-rise building in New York, and his motto was, before he hit the bottom floor, he would say, do it now 100 times. Everyone say, do it now. Do it now. Come on, man, say it like you mean it. Do it now. Money, high energy equals high income. Yes, good, do it now. Okay, great. So, in fact, he made his employees all say, do it now. Every single day, 100 times. And the reason is because he believed that delay is the #1 enemy of wealth. Here's the thing, everyone. We all have these thoughts and these things we say to ourselves. We say things to ourselves like right now, some of you have been, like it's too hard, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too new, I don't have the experience, I don't like the way I look, my hair is frizzy, I've always had a thing with my nose, I don't exactly love my sound, but I always try to make sure that I don't say those things to myself. Thoughts become things. What you think about turns into your actions, turns into your life. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Whether you think you don't have enough money or you think you can figure it out, you are right. Whether you think you don't have enough time or you think you don't have enough energy, you think you can, you think you can't, whatever you say, you are right. So from now on, anytime that you start feeling overwhelmed, when the negative wolf inside of you, that is actually the prefrontal cortex in your brain. The negative wolf was actually there to keep you from venturing out, to keep you from expanding, to keep you from growing, to keep you from beating your competitors, to keep you at low inventory, to keep you broke. That's the bad wolf. And it all starts from what you say. Now, the prefrontal cortex, the bad wolf, it was there to protect you from jumping off a cliff, or it makes you run when a lion comes. But it can also hurt you because the fear keeps you stuck where you are. That is the bad wolf. That is the enemy within. Then we've got the good wolf. The good wolf is the one that says you can do anything. It gets you out of your comfort zone. It keeps you from staying stuck, and that is the amygdala. Okay, actually I said these completely wrong. Yes, the amygdala is the bad wolf. The prefrontal cortex is the good wolf. I said this a million times, okay? So we want the bad wolf, the amygdala, we want to shrink it. We want the prefrontal cortex to take over the amygdala. The old wives' tale of the grandmother talking about the bad wolf and the good wolf that are inside all of us. And the grandson says, well, which one wins? And she says, whichever one you feed. Whichever one you feed. That's the voice that says it's not going to work. The #1 enemy of wealth is delay. That's why I want you to do it now. Everyone say, do it now. Do it now. Point to your neighbor and say, do it now. Do it now. Do it now. When am I going to do it? I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now. When things get hard. Woo! When things get hard or I'm scared, what am I going to say? Do it now. When I think I'm tired, what am I going to say? Do it now. When I say it's limited inventory, what am I going to say? Do it now. When I say that I can't do this, I have chills right now. What am I going to say? Do it now. When I am fearful and when I'm scared and when those negative thoughts come in from my childhood, what am I going to say? Do it now. Okay? I want you to wash that bad wolf away. Say, wash it away. Wash it away. Wash it away. How do we wash it away? We wash it away with our words. We wash it away with our words. Have you ever heard that voice? That voice inside of you when you're ready to take a massive step that you know will make a massive impact on your life. And all of a sudden, there's that voice that comes through and it says, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough time. You're technically challenged. Have you heard that voice? That voice that keeps you from the greatness? That voice is the one that starts talking to you, and that is not you. That is the enemy in your thoughts. Everyone say, enemy in my thoughts. Enemy in my thoughts. That's not you. That's the enemy of your thoughts that's keeping you from reaching the people that you need to reach, from teaching the people that you need to teach, and that's the enemy that has robbed you from wealth. It's keeping you broke and stuck. That voice is limited inventory. I love you. Okay? All right. So, when that voice starts setting in, what I want you to say, I want you to use your thoughts to wipe it away, and I want you to say, do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Look at the amygdala. Its job is to keep you angry, broke, uneasy, negative, down and tired, anxiety and fear, nervous and scared, control and excuses. That is the bad wolf. That's its job. It keeps you all those things, right? Angry and broke and uneasy and negative and tired and down and anxiety and fear and nervous, control, excuses. Have you ever felt that way? Yes. You don't have to, okay? The bad wolf says, I know if I can stay in your head, I will have you forever. The reason why I am a multimillionaire is because I practice my thoughts. I control what I think. When those voices come, I say, wash it away, Krista, do it now. You've got this. There's a strategy that I've taught. I'm going to teach you guys it, okay, in a minute. In fact, I was just at a conference, and at this conference, you had to pay between $50,000 and $150,000 to be there. I paid $150,000 to be there, and it was with marketers, digital marketers across the world who made thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, millionaires in the room. Do you know they had me on stage twice to talk about something I'm going to show you in just a second. But beforehand, what I'd like to let you do is here's the good wolf, okay? Abundance, bountiful, bold, ultimate, new, disciplined, affluent, noble, calm, carefree, energetic, enthusiastic. Wash it away. Okay, wash it away. All right. Okay. The opposite of the bad wolf is abundance. It's health, wealth, happiness, money, legacy, freedom, and time. And you all deserve that. But you cannot keep doing the same thing and expect that. You cannot keep saying the same things that you're saying and expect that. The market is in between your ears. Your thoughts matter. You can follow me here. And because of wonderful Gary, we have a little offer for you, but I want to teach you what I talked about at Funnel Hacking Live. I'm writing a book. It's called Stop, Snap, Switch. Everyone say it. Stop, snap, switch. Okay. Google says that we have between 30,000 and 60,000 plus thoughts in our head every single day. We think things. And because of all the negativity, especially right now with what's happening in the world, with the war and Ukraine and COVID, there's so much negativity everywhere you look. And in fact, negativity actually on social media and on the news, it sells more. They get more attention with negativity than they do positive. If you read an article that says 27 babies, saved from a fire, everyone goes, oh, that's cool, for about a day. 27 babies burned in a fire. And you're talking about it for years, okay? Because negative attention, it gets more attention. I want you to get rid of the negativity. So anytime you think about something negative, a negative thought comes in. That's that thought that says there's not enough inventory. You can't do this. I have to keep reducing my commission. I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too heavy, I'm too thin. Whatever that thing is, I can't do this. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I want you to notice that. Stop and notice what you're saying to yourself. Because remember, thoughts become what? Things. okay? Stop and notice it, and then I'm gonna snap, and I'm gonna switch over to the next because now I'm putting something kinesthetic to my thoughts, and I'm gonna restate that statement. There is so much inventory, and I'm gonna get it all. I have specialized knowledge, and I will win that listing. I have more energy than I've ever had before. My age is gonna actually help me because I have more experience. My newness is gonna help me because I'm more innovative. Do you see the difference? Yes, thoughts become things, everyone. So stop, snap, and switch. Use this. Change your life. Teach people about it. Talk to people about it. This is what's helped me go from that girl who wet the bed until she was 10 and couldn't read until she was in the 4th grade and has not lived at home since she was 13, become the person that I am today. And you absolutely can too. And because of wonderful Gary, he is going to invite you to our 3-day digital domination boot camp where we go through these in much, much more detail. We're going to talk about mindset, get you out of your head. We're going to teach you how to utilize digital marketing, video, and social media to dominate your market. I don't care if you're a brand new agent or not, we can help you. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much. Appreciate being here.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.